and they're allowing OpTic to play Gibraltar, which is a bit surprising to me.
Well, the one guy that statistically has stood out, at least for the complexity side, has been Dashy. And on this particular map, with what we saw from Octane last week, Dashy's got his work cut out for him, buddy.
No, he definitely does. And well, I mean, talking to the guys, talking to OpTic after their win over LG, like, they were like, that Gibraltar was perfect. I mean, they felt like they've never played a more perfect hardpoint throughout the year. We'll see if they can replicate that. I think the one big difference already is Complexity has points on that center hill. Sensor, Blastful, they're getting some kills, but Crim6, I like this play. He's trying to go all the way around. Ricky, he knows that this could potentially happen. You see that #1 arrow. He continues to back on up, and well, that fight might have been just spotted.
I believe Ricky did get eyes on him, but that's not a gunfight you're going to win. Crim able to pick him from the window, but all the time so far going to Complexity, like you said, very different than we saw in the OpTic Gaming LG match that kicked off to, well, in week 1. But Blast, I mean, you talked about him being inconsistent, but when he's been on, he has had some incredible performances. I think back to, what, like a 43 and 35 game he had on Arden Forest where he was just melting what seemed like throughout it. If he can get that kind of performance against OpTic, maybe they can stay in this game. But right now, you have to hold these spawns. This would be a nice little chain here from Complexity.
No, definitely so. Again, we know the players on this Complexity team. We know what Sensor, how he likes to play. Very objective-oriented, right? Search and destroy. He's always going to be the one planting the bombs. He's going to have a ton of time in the hill. Ricky's that slower AR. He doesn't put up ridiculous stats. He's just like a player not going to make a lot of mistakes. Will probably end up around a 0.9 or 1.0. But where are your stars going to be? You have to look at Dashy and Blastful. That's why I think people are like, Blastful can't be inconsistent because he has to step up. He has to put some stats on the board, but so far, so good for Complexity. A great Fort Courtyard hold.
Yeah, he has to, or they can't win.
Yes.
I think is what we're getting to here. We'll see what Blast and Dashy can do it throughout the course of this, but so far, so good from the Complexity side, really from everybody involved. Lead now up to 80-9. This rotation is the big one early in the game, though. OpTic's got to lock this down. We know it's one of the easier hard points to do, but if Complexity somehow pull a break here, that's where it might get out of hand.
Yeah, no, it definitely can. Castle Road, you know, always such a strong hill. You have Dashy. He's going to meet 2 players, able to win 1 on Methods, but I don't know if he's going to expect Scump to be so fast. And it looks like he is. He prepared for it. Dashy shooting so well right now. Blastful able to find another one. And as you said, this could get scary. You see Octane. He's the only one that spawned out, but, I mean, Complexity, they've done a good enough job already to break through this, you know, sort of hill setup.
Well, yeah, and even though they haven't got in and got any time, really, it's the fact they're not letting OpTic get time. You know, they come in here with 9 points. They've only got out to 18, and we're 30 seconds into this hard point, and now you have 3 spawn deep. So now you have the spawns. This has been an incredible opening couple of minutes here from Complexity. Is they're making it scary for OpTic Gaming, and look at rotating already. Blast already getting set up, and I think he spotted. Did he spot Methods?
No, I don't think he did. That's a pretty deep corner now. Methods, he's going to poke on out, but Blastful doesn't get around that corner. Methods will find him, but Methods is the only guy over here, and he's getting pinched. You see Dashy coming down, Sensor just trying to stay alive. I like this play. When they're able to control both sides of the turret, they'll spawn OpTic very far out, but it seems like OpTic Gaming, well, never mind. The trade's there, though, for Scump, but we'll see now. Can Complexity break this turret hill? And it looks like they can.
Dashy continuing to make plays in transition. Another one-on-one fight. Gets a bit of assistance there from Blast over the top. Dashy now in the hard point, trying to soak up some time. He's 8-5 in this one. They're getting it done for maybe the least favorable side when you're coming out of cave, but they also have one pushing mid-map. That's going to be Blast is going to try and make the play. And depending on his timing, he can make it. There he gets behind Scump. One more, he beams. Octane's off the map, and Complexity continues to roll.
Yeah, this is such a good job by Complexity. These last 2 hills where OpTic have had the early rotation, they've had the early setup. Look at the slaying column, though. That's sort of the big thing. You have Dashy +3. Sensor's playing well. Such a good job by Cole.
And this is exactly the type of performance I was talking about for Blast. I've seen it before, but one thing to note on that, he was like +20, ended up around +8 in the Arden Forest I'm referring to. So he definitely did slow down as the game went on. I don't think he can take his foot off the pedal at all against a team like OpTic Gaming.
No, you can't allow this OpTic team to get back into it. You can't allow them to really have a solid hold, and they've been doing such a good job as Blastful finds another 2 kills. OpTic not getting time. Nades coming in. Methods able to stay alive, but yeah, I think the big difference maker right now is it just seems Complexity in their slaying has came out very hot. You know, sort of similar of what we saw with LG and OpTic, and this was one of my worries is, you know, these matches like this for OpTic, how will they come out? Will they come out with that fire? Definitely not off the start.
Well, Crim finds 3 that at least opens up the hard point for a moment here. A much better start to the second rotation here at Pit Center. And the good thing for OpTic, I mean, even though it might have got a little ugly early, they were never out of it.
Yep.
And this is a hard point, this particular map, where you can definitely string together and break the back of your opponent. Scump now in a position, making plays here towards top brick on Complexity's side of the map. So now they're going to need to do exactly what Complexity did to them in the first time. Get this time at pit center, take that end of Fort Courtyard, string together a couple of hard points, and then we're looking at a tie game potentially after this.
Yeah, I mean, such a good job by OpTic to bounce back right there. I think they got 40 to 50 seconds on that pit center. But as you said, we're going to head to Fort Courtyard. And what Complexity did such a good job on that first rotation, when they did get out-rotated, they were able to break. But you have a feeling as soon as OpTic's guns start to warm up, that can be so difficult to do. Octane and Scump, they're able to find some kills. Sensor with a nice trade there. They're trying to get some pressure towards that middle, but everybody winning their 1v1s right now on the OpTic side.
Yeah, and you see what Crim pushes all the way out to Arch. They have one more that goes to Window as well, but they're able to win the gunfights on the Complexity side. So the Flood may come in here for a moment, but you got to think about rotating with 25 seconds left here. You already see Sensor heading all the way to the opposite side of the map, and with one player remaining, Dashy can maybe clear them out of the hard point for a couple seconds, but yeah, it's all about the next setup, Joe. Yeah,
that's all Dashy wanted to do. You know, you saw Blastful climb the ladder, you saw Dashy push through that middle gold turret room, and he was just making sure that, you know, that they get him off 5 to 10 seconds. But as we talked about, OpTic right back into this one. This is so important for Complexity now to hold this setup. Scump, he peeks the corner. Where's the trade from Complexity? Not there yet. You do have Crim6 going all the way around. A couple of kills go the way of OpTic, and here comes that pressure. Crim, you see that as soon as this happens, he sprints right on up, not able to finish that kill. But he's doing a good job staying alive. Finally, though, the trades are in. But this reminds us of that sort of Complexity push that they were able to have last time versus OpTic.
We expect the full hold on Castle Road. We've yet to see it. Great pressure from both teams trying to break in the front. But now maybe a little bit of a ability to stabilize for Complexity as they try to push out the lead yet again with just under 30 seconds remaining on Castle Road. Scump and company still trying to break through, but good job. Good job so far holding here from Complexity. I mean, it's still very, very close game, but nice job. It was starting to get away from him a little bit.
Yeah, they stabilized well. That is the big thing. You know, you see Blastful, he hasn't slowed down yet. You know, I believe the last life he was on a 3 spree. This one he's on a 2 spree. Sensor, we've given him a lot of crap. Right now he's having a solid game. So if Dashy and Ricky can step it up a little bit towards the end of this game, they might be able to close it out. But a 50-point game right now as we head down to turret. Scump in a very sneaky spot up towards this cave room. Ricky's here now, going to challenge him. Nice win from Ricky.
Ricky winning the gunfight. Could be the opening they need to get forward. Sensor tries to dive across and then pick from the window as Crim6 hits the shot. It's Octane getting it done inside the hard point. Top steps, it's Methods and Complexity spawning the whole way out, now having to fight back in, and they're in a similar spot to where this got out of hand before. I mean, they had it at turret, and then it fell apart at pit center. They're still spawning out on that Castle Road side. If they don't get the break here, if they give up turret, they need to make sure they have control. I like this from Blast.
Yeah, I do as well. Almost all of Complexity go through the middle to make sure, as you said, they at least have pit center control for that next hill.
They got dominated the second time through. I think they realized something needed to change.
Yeah, but now we know they're on the scrap time. So for OpTic, this is a 4v3 on rotation. Octane, he gets in position. That nade might clean him up, not able to do so. So a big couple of kills going down right now. Scump, he is top middle. Locking down Dashy, but as we said, back to that pit center.
Pit center, so back and forth the first time through, dominated by Complexity. OpTic, answer back the second time. Here we are on our third pit center. Let's go to Astro Gaming Listen In with OpTic Gaming.
White steps, yeah.
I'm dead though. I got naded.
One's in gold, one's in gold.
I'm watching back dick.
I have low left, he's on hill me.
Yeah.
We top white.
One went right. Nice, one more. Theo gets weak.
I'm naded. Watch smart. Nice. I need a top white. I need a
Go
top
left,
white.
last guy gold.
I got time.
Last guy gold.
Alright, I'm coming from bricks.
Go left,
Keep watching,
go
watch
left.
I have top white.
Naded
Watch
spiral.
I can't. They can come rails too, Zen.
I'm watching it.
Watch both.
There's nothing spirals.
Yeah, one's
Yo, low left. And one's stunned for real. Bottom spiral.
I'm trying to.
He's on the spiral, bro.
Dead. Nice. Hold your rails, so don't get pinched.
I'm at 505. Bait for me.
I'm gonna go low.
Yo, you want a double gold here?
Rocks.
I need over rocks. I need over rocks.
Still rocks. I spawn out.
Top spiral.
There's two rocks.
I'm about to go left.
And I'm waiting for you guys.
I'm with you. He's on the tank. I try to nail him.
He's still here. Tank, watch out. Nice.
In gold, Blast. In gold. Push out of gold. Blast.
Gonna go mid. Probably mid bear 10.
He's probably top white. He's top white. One shot dead. Nice.
Top tail, Ricky.
I need a hill.
OpTic Gaming take the lead, but just like that, Complexity looking to swing the tides into their favor here on Fort Courtyard. Trailing by 5 points now. OpTic continue to try and collapse, but until now they've yet to get through. Nice grenade from Methods, though, picks up 2 out of the hard point to at least clear some time for a moment, but just like that, Ricky back in. Tie game, 2-11. First person to rotate you see in the next is going to be Octane. He's already got over 90 seconds in the hard point.
Yeah, definitely so. That's a big couple of, well, 20 seconds of scrap time going towards Complexity. But if you're OpTic, you're happy with this rotation. Good heads-up play by Octane to rotate early. Made sure they had cave control. How will Complexity break? That will be the big question mark. We've seen them do it before. They put a lot of pressure through middle and sort of this bottom area where Octane is. We'll see if they can do it again.
That's the big thing. No one's been able to get a really solid hold here on Castle Road. And there's the entry kill from Blast. Team kill from Sensor.
He stayed alive, though.
At least able to pick up one. Like you said, stay alive. But the pressure is here. Method's trying to find an angle there across bridge. At least able to pick up one kill. But OpTic have to hold. 18 points away is Complexity from victory in this game one. But OpTic still able to win it here. Only 25 more needed for them and just under 40 to go in the hard point. Scump finding all the kills top mid. That's 3 in a row. Methods finds the 4th across the bridge, and this is getting very, very scary for Complexity.
Definitely so, but a couple of kills come in. I would love to see smokes from the Complexity side. You just want to contest, you know, try to take it to another hill. With 20 seconds left, OpTic can win in 10. Can anybody from Complexity get inside? Sensor, he's able to find one. Dashy follows that up with a nade. Dashy with another, but just 5 more seconds needed for OpTic, and they're trying to flood on through. Dashy, though, able to find 2, but look at OpTic. They give it up. They just go straight to turret.
There's 5 seconds remaining here, and you said to give that up. I like this. Complexity, I mean, you don't even need to worry about the time. You just gotta
Octane fell. Octane fell. There's just one left. They have to win this gunfight, but Methods, he's able to win the first one. He's just going to stay down. That should do it.
Octane maybe made it a little bit interesting there at the end when he falls off the map,
he's
but
laughing.
The other newcomer, Methods, able to lock down with 2 kills. The pressure came in rotation from Complexity, and you know, OpTic survive maybe not the prettiest opening.
No, I think that's just it, and you got to be a little frustrated right there if you're Complexity. Such a hot start. What was it, about 120 to 30? You have that 90-point lead. Yes, Gibraltar is a map that can be such a huge swing map, right? We've seen leads blown before, but once again, I felt like this lane just cooled off. Like,
can we take a look at? Are we able to see the stats actually from that? I'm mostly curious about the Complexity side. If Blast kind of maybe fell off towards the end, if there was anything major that stood out. So Blast stayed about where, well, to be fair, he was 14-7 when we first talked about him. So he played even from that point forward, but still a solid game. Sensor and Ricky not having the greatest performances, but honestly, I mean, I think they did enough to win the game. It really just came down to that last hole.
Yeah, it was just a couple of the rotations. I even think at Fort Courtyard, you obviously saw Methods with that double nade that was able to get Complexity off the hill. It's just those 5 to 10 seconds that you're able to break. But I think the big kill was especially sort of that second rotation, that first pit center. It felt like as soon as that happened, where OpTic got about 40 to 50 seconds, they take it to Fort Courtyard. That was when the spark for OpTic began.
It did, and then the final hold, I mean, both teams struggling to get kind of that perfect setup, and finally you got kind of Methods looking over bridge, and Scump got the top middle, and Scump was fine, but what do you get, 3 kills, put a little bit of damage into one as well, and they're able to close it out. But Jess did have a chance to talk with Octane from OpTic, came in before this one. Curious to hear his thoughts.
Thanks, Maven. Yeah, I did catch up with him a little bit, and I asked him how OpTic were feeling going into this matchup versus Complexity, and he just looked at me and said, "We feel incredible." So when I asked why is that, he goes, well, you know, things have been good lately. We're coming off of a 3-0 victory versus Luminosity from last week, and all is right in life right now. So I really love that attitude. Let's see if they can keep it up for the rest of the series. Merc and Maven, back over to you.
Yeah, he's feeling good. He's got the stream going, pushing merchandise out. I'm sure Octane's feeling fantastic right now on this OpTic gaming team. But yeah, things look good. It was a little more reminiscent of maybe some of the matches we saw against Unilad last week, where it wasn't exactly, or what was that? What was the first hardcore? Was it St. Marie versus Tainted Minds, actually, where it was a very, very close game. They couldn't really bury him. They just kept him around the entire game.
And I'm trying to think, because typically OpTic's a team where they love to scrim before their matches. Like, they're very...
They were scrimming back, yes.
Were they? Okay, yeah. I was saying. So when I walked back there, Complexity was. You know, they were scrimming against Mindfreak. They've been here pretty early, just trying to get warmed up, trying to, you know, get that practice in. I didn't see OpTic, so you confirm that. But
yeah, it was a couple hours ago, but they were definitely playing at one point, because I heard Krim was yelling at somebody about their positioning on the other team. He was very frustrated.
All right.
Krim being Krim.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how they're search and destroy. Obviously, that's been a big talking point as well. We're going to go to London Docks.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you how.
I don't think they've played London Docks.
How stupid their search has been. So they are 1-0 on Docks.
Okay.
But when you take a look at just their overall KD,
yeah, go ahead.
Methods has a 3.57. Octane has a 1.77. Scump has a 1.78, and Krim have a 1.42. Basically,
pretty good.
They've been destroying their competition, search and destroy.
How many searches have they played though? 3?
This has them listed at 4. Well, how would they have played 4?
Because game 5?
No. How would they have played 4? Revan made this stat sheet.
It's definitely 3. But anyway.
So maybe they didn't play Docks, and that's just a
no, I think because it was 2 St. Marie's and then...
I see one St. Marie, one Docks, one Gibraltar, one Valk. Oh, I'll have to ask.
That's hard point.
Oh. So they played 2 St. Marie and 1 Valk. There we go.
Right,
There we
they
go.
haven't played
I'm
London
looking.
Docks.
Revin, your stat sheet's great. I'm looking at the wrong column. To be fair, it's a lot of numbers.
Yes, I get it. You were like Gibraltar there. What did I was like? That's not.
Oh.
It's a destroy map.
I was just reading off the column. That's amazing.
Well, their London Docks defense so far looks pretty solid. As nobody has died, make that a perfect sweep as they're able to find that first defensive round.
Well, the first couple made sense. Doc, St. Marie, Valk.
I was like, I know we've seen them on St. Marie twice, and I thought it was, I think, against.
But the moral of the story is their stats in Search and Destroy. They've been phenomenal. From top
That was
to bottom,
the big thing. If you look at the old roster, it just felt like their Search and Destroy was never good enough. It was always, you know, around 50%, but you wanted a little bit higher, at least 60 or 70. And I think with this roster, with the stats that Methods and Octane have had throughout the years.
looking good so far.
Yeah, definitely is.
So far. Well, already up 1 round in this. 2 kills for Methods, 2 kills for Octane, the newcomers. Getting it done. Now it's going to be the offensive side of things. Infantry out for Octane, so he's going to catch a stun early in this one. Smoke, though, on the cross. Blast is going to have to back up, and he at least backed up a couple members there with his own grenade.
Yeah, but Sensor's still on this B site. He's in a great position, and he pushes through that.
Flash
That was
wallbang both
blastful.
of them?
Oh, he must
pushed
have.
through it?
Yeah, I think he might have wallbanged them. I'm not exactly sure. He might have pushed through. Either way, great play from Blast. He's able to find 3. He's going for the ace. Scump now in a 1 versus 2 against Ricky and Blast. You can see that they have pretty much trapped in. The one area that is open is gate right now. Bombs down outside of Cole.
Let's see it, Blast. Able to get the ace. There's the shots. And the round 2 ace for Blast. We'll have to watch that back and see. I looked at the minimap a second after he got it. I wasn't sure if that was wallbang through the door there or if he actually has pushed right through the smoke.
I think as soon as the shots went down from Sensor, I think he pushed through, yeah.
Well, it worked out very, very well.
But if it was a wallbang, that'd be way cooler.
All tied up at 1 apiece here on London Docks. Talking Search and Destroy. Dashy's had some incredible performances. I think when I looked at it, his first blood percentage was really, he's at like 27% first blood percentage for his team. Also, what overall Search and Destroy? He's actually sitting like a 1. It's been Ricky that's been kind of carrying the load.
Nice. No, I mean, when you look at this complexity roster, just talking about Ricky, Blastful, you know, and Dashy, as Blastful finds another first blood, he's the only person on his team with a kill. You know, they should be a very solid Search and Destroy team when you talk about those 3 players.
Blast. Rocking around the train, heading into barrel to see what he can find, but he's already got Crimsix up close and personal.
He's gonna find 2 players.
Yeah, 1 at statue, 1 at the closed box, and he's gonna get evaporated. Now a 2v3 here for complexity, make it a 1v3. Dashy, left by himself, able to win the first gunfight, give him a chance. They're pushing from both sides. Takes the next one and almost need another bullet or 2, and that's gonna be tough in that range. STG against Bar.
No, it definitely is. I like the reaction though. As soon as Blastful goes down from barrel, you see both Dashy and Sensor try to take the side of OpTic. They knew that the flank was going in. They tried to push the 1 versus 2, but you know, Sensor not able to win that one on Crim. And then as soon as the trade comes in, you saw that, as you said, that Bar just so strong in that range. If Crim has like an STG in that position, maybe that goes to Dashy and it's a 1 versus 1. But once again, that defensive team prevails. We'll see who will be that first team to win an offense. Let's see, OpTic. Looks like they're headed towards that lower A site. You see that smoke? That's going to pop. Dashy's going to be the guy lower A, and then look at this position already from Blast.
Trying to hold the cross. He's actually going to get wallbanged there, so now Dashy in a lot of trouble, just trying to hold him back with whatever nades he has. Scump, though, has gotten into aggressive position. He's able to take the gunfight early 2v4 here for complexity.
Yeah, I like that play out of Scump. As soon as that nade goes in, he pushes past the bomb, knows he has the angle on Dashy. He was pretty much caught behind those boxes. Now 4 versus 2. What can Ricky and Sensor do? Both without kills right now. Crim able to spot Ricky. Nice shots onto him. Now it's all up to Sensor on 1 versus 4. It's going to be very difficult. He is able to find 1.
Nothing's difficult for Doug Sensor Martin.
If you believe, you can achieve.
Here we go. Sensor about to pull off a 1v4. Granted, he has no time to do that. Just doesn't want to drop to Crim6 here. He's getting very close to streaks, and that looks like this is exactly what might happen. Crim's got him in the window. Crim's got the kill. And that, I believe, gave him a glide bomb, or he's darn close.
Yeah, we'll have to check on Crim. But a good offense, and really that just opened up with Scump, just finding that first blood onto Dashy. Just gave up that site, and really Blastful. I mean, that was the first blood, actually. But
yeah, well, God, I mean, you like the position from him to be able to look over the push to the
exactly
backside
what
Doc's
you want.
warehouse.
That's exactly what you want.
Just gets banged through the wall. Doug.
He's winning champs.
Yes, he is. He did get the glide bomb. Okay, so he's got that, and he's close to picking up more streaks as well, and starting to get out of hand right now for Complexity. OpTic stringing together rounds right now. Dashy, though, pulling out the sniper. We've seen on Texas so far in this division what he's able to do.
He's done it on Docs as well.
Well,
he
that's
plays
true.
very aggressive with it. So let's not leave this point of view. Let's watch Dashy, see what he's able to do. It's a very special sniper. Plays very aggressive with it. A lot different than a lot of other players. They play those long angles. He uses it more like a shotgun.
Scump, if he peeks, might be gone, but not able to hit the shot. But the first blood does come in behind Blast. Quickly answered, though, by Crim6, and back and forth we go. Just the trades going in the favor of Complexity. Sensor so weak there at the box, but he's able to stay up and play his life.
Scump just wallbanged him.
I believe he did.
Yep.
He's able to get that wall bang, and now it's 2v2. Dashy's had a couple angles here to put the tides in his favor, but hasn't been able to pull the trigger.
Yeah, now Complexity, as I said, they have to be careful because that flank's open, but I think Octane, can he see those players? He may have spotted the cross of at least one, but Ricky, he's going to start playing that bomb, but Scump went all the way around to underground. We'll see now how they can play this 2v2 retake, but I like this from Complexity. Just take their side.
I don't think he could. I think it's just that it shifts colors on the truck sometimes, like
yeah.
the fill of the fill of the Codcaster. But Ricky almost takes the one-on-one, but Octane able to get the better of him. He was very weak, and Dashy's able to punish. Now does he realize he's already pushed that ledge? Scump's in his face. Scump's in his face. Tries to spray the edge, but Scump's able to clutch in the one-on-one. He's on a 4 streak of his own. Add the defuse onto that, and he's well on his way to streaks as well.
Yeah, I just feel like it's on Ricky. He has to win that first gunfight in that 2 versus 2. And then the 1v2, I mean, Dashy, he read it correctly at first. He gave it up for 1 second. And that's when Scump was able to find that opening. Obviously, with the PPSH, he has that advantage. So good play from Scump.
A couple nice plays from Scump throughout the course of this search and destroy. A big part of the reason they now have the 4-1 advantage. Crim has everything to work with now. Full streaks, a big lead. You're feeling very good about OpTic's chances here to close out this game, too.
Yeah, but I think you can see on Complexity, all of them switch over to Mountain, so they know. We'll see Sensor once again on that B site. You got Blastful helping him out. Here we go. Here comes that fighter pilot. I don't know if he's going to find anything. Just do that Mountain.
Spraying B. Just spray it. You might be able to connect.
Oh, no, they didn't have Mountain on. I'm sorry. It looked like they had ghillie suits on.
They have Mountain. None of them do.
Yeah.
Surprise.
No, Dashy's got
Dashy, there you go. We didn't see the one ghillie suit. But Dashy is able to hit the shot as the plant's about to go down. Gets him off a bomb. Almost rips Octane there. Octane's got to get away with his life. And now Ricky starting to inch his way up the map. We'll see if he can get into a position here. Find a kill. There's Methods. Oh, shot maybe a little bit shaky, but enough to get the kill. 2v2 now, just over 30 seconds on the clock. OpTic, the pressure's still on them to get this bomb planted.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. As you said, Dashy and Ricky, they're here together. But once again, Dashy just trying to find an opening. Just sprints towards the bomb. I don't know if he thought the guy was planning, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Now Ricky here in a tough spot, and that 2v2, they just throw that away.
And that's one of those situations where obviously they don't have the information we do with Codcaster. But yeah, I think you're right. Maybe he thought they were going for the plant. He could catch a player. Maybe the other one was playing in underground. I don't know. But he definitely didn't expect it to go that way. That's for sure.
And after them trading rounds, those first 2, it's been OpTic winning 4 in a row with that 5-1 lead now. We'll see what they can do on defense. Complexity, they have to find something. I mean, Ricky was finally able to get that first kill. You've been saying how well he's been playing in Search and Destroy, but just no openings for them.
Octane, PPSH in hand this round. He wants to play aggressive with the CV at the quick flank. He gets just that. 1 down, 2 down. 2 remaining, and the dreams of Complexity is gone as Octane snaps for the 3rd. Ricky, the last hope, the final hope. There's an artillery on his backside of underground, so he's got one way to go.
Yeah, and I love that play from Octane, right? Keep them honest. They throw that smoke down every time. How does Sensor like to play his Search and Destroy?
Give him the ace. Give him the ace.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
There's the ace.
I mean, Sensor just loves to play around the bomb. You know, they've been going towards that lower site time and time again, and Octane keeps them honest. Nobody watching the flank. 5 rounds in a row for OpTic Gaming right there to close that one out 6-1.
Yeah, you had a couple of aces. You had the one from Blast, which was their only round win, and then you had the one from Octane there to close it out as he puts away the AR and gets a little bit more aggressive. We've seen big plays kind of made on that flank towards the dock warehouse, and that time it works out. And the 3rd player whoever that was gets destroyed.
Yeah.
The one by Trey there.
Yeah, I think that was Blast right there, yeah.
Yikes. Oh, guys, OpTic now up 2-0. It was a close hard point, but a very convincing search and destroy. It's CTF coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Following a dominant S&D win for OpTic Gaming, we are headed to Flak Tower CTF. The one thing of note, I guess, is so far, I know we're very early in Stage 2 Division B, but neither team have played it yet, Joe.
No, they definitely have not, as you read the stat sheet.
Correctly this time, yes. I actually
double-checked.
I made you double-check. Well, you got to look at this. I wish people could see it at home. I'll have to show the font's very small, Joe, and I'm very old.
Yeah, well, at least it says CTF right above it.
That does, it does, yes, it does. It's
no, but I think for OpTic, I think they've only played Arden Forest, right? Yeah, they're 2-1. They lost once to Unilad. But we'll see how they play on Flak Tower. This should be a very strong map, you know, for them. I honestly think it's a good map for both teams when you're just looking at these rosters. Sensor, though, he's already in a pretty solid position to get a flag pull for Complexity. But OpTic, they know that. He's 1-0. They call out he hasn't died yet. He's able to spot Octane.
He's dead.
Able to get Scump.
He's dead, Joe.
Yeah.
So now we'll kind of reset, get back towards mid-map, but you see Methods has the superior position here atop wood. Ricky, though, trying to back him up with a nade. At least going to push him to the right side, able to take that gunfight. So a couple down for OpTic Gaming. Blast trying to search sword on mid-map. Ricky hitting in through top right. And this could be an opening here if they can win a couple more gunfights, but it's Crim with 2 big kills in a position where they're in basically a 2v4. He finds those and delays the push.
Yeah, I love that push from Crim6, just going right up through their base. He knew that Blastful was just a little weak from the gunfight before and just tries to take it. Why? Just tries to stagger that push, as you said. Now you can see it's OpTic's turn, but great kill by Blast there. Nice shots from him. Crim able to find one. There goes Scump as well. 3 go down. Just 1 player left in Dashy. Does find one. Can he find a second? Is able to do so. Big plays by Dashy.
Dashy goes huge. All 3 in the back line dropped by his STG. And that was a scary moment where OpTic Gaming looked to probably get on the board first, but Dashy wanted none of it.
But definitely so. And I love the aggression that OpTic played with. That's what we usually see. The teams that, you know, as soon as they start those fights, even if they lose that first gunfight, they take it to that team. As soon as you're able to get 3 or 4 down, you can really just get that flag out so quickly on Flak Tower. So decisive. It reminds me of a team like Rise Nation.
Question about, you know, the STG use here, because we've seen, like, even a team like EG recently in Division A has been running 2 bars here at times. Be surprised to see that, maybe?
No, I don't mind it. I think there's a lot of long angles, but before we get to that, Crim, he's able to find one. Gets the flag out as well. Just what we were talking about, how aggressive they were. A couple of players got into the base of Complexity. They're able to find a couple of kills, and, well, that should be 1-0 already for OpTic. But back to the SDG, I think there's a lot of positions, a lot of lanes. There's some long-range gunfights on this map, and I think there's a lot of sort of, you know, positions where he can... You need that laser beam to rip people off sort of those tough spots.
Well, we'll see who gets the edge throughout this. Octane will have the bar in hand.
Oh, that helps. So
just all, and we'll see Dashy with the STG, at least for now. Crim, though, trying to play his life a little bit as he's working towards streaks. He's going to allow on Scump to hit, and Crim completely repositions down there. Oh, let's say the reposition there almost perfect as he wraps to the left side of the map and had a wide open gunfight there against Sensor, but wasn't able to finish the kill, and he'll drop just short of streaks, but feeling all right. The damage has already been done. You have the 1-0 lead here with 2 minutes remaining.
But look where Methods is once again. He's going to find a kill or 2, and this is all he has to do. If he's able to stay alive, this allows his teammates, there you go, the green arrows, they're going to go now. That Methods is going to wait, and they're going to have another push. This is a great play by Methods. I think he overstepped right there. I think as long as he waits towards that top gun, I think he was feeling a little confident. I think they have a 4v4 push.
He was thinking, Sensor's last up, I'm gunning him.
Yeah, yeah, probably so.
But Crim6 pushing in the back now, able to win the first gunfight. He's tagged up, very weak. I believe.
Ricky had to be weak.
Yeah, Ricky just needed tickled there to drop, but the push not going to be able to result in a score for OpTic. Sensor now quickly hitting on the opposite side, but Octane with his bar in the back barrel spots him, and this is going to be very, very tough for Sensor.
Yep, nice nade though, able to back him down a little bit. Dashy does find one on Scump. Sensor goes back towards the middle. Knows there's a player in here, but there we go. I believe that's Crim6 was able to sneak on through. They find a couple of kills. There's just too many openings right now that Complexity are leaving the opening. Crim, he's gonna go straight for a flagpole. He's gonna have a couple of players to deal with potentially. There's one in the back, but I think he's got it out. Oh, Blastful, he's able to wrap on back, able to find that kill, but it's in a position where OpTic, they can still get this and 4 go down. This should be another flag for OpTic.
Just him getting into that spot. I mean, is it a bit of a gamble for him getting out with his life in that scenario? But yeah, but take it. Take it, and he gets into a spot. It's risky. Complexity can't get to the return, and OpTic will get on the board.
And all Crim's thinking is if I get to a position farther enough in their base, hopefully I'll block a spawn. And he did block one. That's where our blast will spawn in that generator area. He was able to get it to that position. You saw one player spawn in the back. But I mean, Complexity, They've just had to play so much defense on this side.
Well, let's see if they can muster up some offense in the final 10 or so seconds here. Not behind Blast. He's going to drop.
They've just been stopped, like, right here. They haven't been able to go even a little bit, you know, forward. I don't even know if they have a flag touch so far. I mean, OpTic, a great half from them. Their slaying really stepped up, but once again, it's really just how decisive they are once they get to that enemy base.
So far, so good for OpTic Gaming in this map and the series overall. It's looking like a 3-0 unless maybe Complexity can change something up, but like you said, they haven't had any offense, and a lot of times when we've gone over to OpTic, it's just like one by one. Like, it's a bunch of one-on-one gunfights, and they all go the way of OpTic. And if that's going to continue to happen, I mean, you just don't have a chance.
No, you do not.
What can you change? Is there anything you can change here to maybe reduce the number of one-on-one gunfights you're taking? Like, mix up the hits a little bit from Complexity?
Yeah, potentially, but I think the big thing is as well is they're just leaving little gaps, and OpTic are taking advantage of it. As soon as Complexity sort of gets towards the OpTic base, there's players like Crim or Methods who we've seen a couple of times sort of get behind a couple of players and then shoot them in the back, and that's exactly what's been happening for Cole. They haven't been able to get really that 3 or 4 man push. So we'll see off the break. You have Sensor. He was able to sneak on by. No scumps down low. Finally able to finish that kill, and here you go. Dashy's able to find 2 as well. Crim6, the last player left.
Of course it's Crim. I mean, he's the one that spoiled a couple of their pushes. Can he do it again here? Not able to. Dashy wins the one-on-one, but the other 3 OpTic Gaming members now off spawn. Dashy continues to push, continues to win the gunfights, but Octane takes so much damage in the backline, he gets eaten up. Scump now last one. This should be a pull. It's all going to be on Crim6 to make the play. But, oh, look at this spawn. It's right underneath Ricky. It's right underneath Ricky.
Where Blastful was. Blastful went into gens. Blastful took it. He just pushed through gens.
And those are the mistakes you can't make against OpTic Gaming.
And, well, Sensor, he's still alive, though. Able to find 3 as well.
What?
Sensor's able to find 3. Has some help from Dashy, and once again, it's Crim, but he's going to get shut down. All right, so, wow. That could have been very bad for Complexity, but, I mean, Sensor, he makes a great play and finds 3 kills, and this should be a flag.
The Sensor now on a 3 streak, a big 3 streak, like you said, inside the OpTic base.
Well, I would have been pissed if I was Dashy, because he got like 5 kills and the first flag touch. He really opened up that first push for them.
And was that a situation where you felt he pulled the wrong way or Blast was in the wrong position?
I don't know the comms.
Yeah,
I don't know if Blast will over push. If Blast is saying, hey, pull towards me, I'm blocking gens, and that's just miscommunication. But yeah,
they luck out a little bit. They luck out. Mind a big play from Sensor.
He's sneaking. Now Opti knows the type of player that Sensor is. They know, he's been playing this way. CTF, as soon as one player goes, he's going to pull the flag. You'll see a couple of arrows, those green arrows turn around, but Blastful and Ricky get kills.
He needs a kill here, too, for these streaks. Could be so big. He spots Scump, but can't win the gunfight. He had the high ground, but Scump shuts down him and Blast.
I have the high ground.
Yeah, tries to use it. Oh, it doesn't pay off. That would have been big, too. I mean, down 1 if you get those streaks.
The big thing was his teammate found 2 kills on the other side of the map. If he buys enough time, maybe, he just waits. Then his teammates can come help him, but now it's OpTic. You have Scump back towards the middle of Complexity's base, not able to find a kill. But with 2.5 minutes left, Cole only down 1 off a pretty good start. It just seemed like the kills started to go their way a little bit more in those first 90 seconds, but now you have the sort of same situation where they're trapped in their base.
Octane will ultimately drop, but there's still 2 more players pushing up here. Scump and Methods trying to chain something together. Methods with 1. Methods almost snaps onto the second one. And ultimately, Crim's going to lose that one-on-one. So now we've got our 2-minute warning. 102 to go here in the second half. And Complexity still need a score on the board with no streaks to work with. Is it going to happen on maybe a Sensor sneak play is going to be the difference?
Yeah, we see Blast, he's in a good position, but right, you hear Opti, you just know what Opti's saying. Hey, we gotta find Blastful, we gotta find Sensor. Where are they? Our gens is open, but Sensor finds 2. And the last player left, Octane, 4 go down.
4 go down, the flag comes out the exact same moment. No streaks to work with for OpTic. This is out. We've got ourselves a tie game as Complexity make the play with the perfect timing on the 4 down. And it's a multi-kill from Sensor, that's the difference again.
You have to trade that kill. You had a 3 versus 2 if you're OpTic on the gen side of the map. Blastful, he's able to win 1, but Sensor, who is behind him, picks up 2 kills. He's really been the playmaker right now for Complexity, but just like that, here comes OpTic as Crim's able to find 2. You have Scump towards his generator side. Blastful, he gets taken down by his teammate, but at least he found 1 kill. So with 60 seconds left, Sensor, man, he's killing everything right now. Ricky, Dashy, they're finding kills. This is what I'm saying. It just feels like the slang, it's obviously still in favor of OpTic, but this second half, much better for Cole.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone kind of around even or positive outside of Ricky, who's at double neg at 10 and 20 right now. Can they make the play defensively here? You've got a one-on-one for a moment.
And that's huge. On the other side of the map, you have Sensor and Blast. The players who did it last time, it's just on Methods.
Wow.
Nice shot, and he's gone. There's one player, though. Oh, Crim spawned right behind him.
Ricky's still here, though.
Ricky's here.
Oh.
Yeesh.
You think Ricky maybe had a chance? There was a second player there he'd have to go through, but had the position to maybe get it done.
Yeah.
But they win the next wave of kills as well, so the pressure hasn't slowed down. It's going to be just on Methods to win it. Nice shot from Methods. Takes one, snaps for the second, and now the reinforcements have popped up, and this is looking like OT.
Yeah, but 10 seconds left. Sensor and Ricky are in a position. They may go for a flagpole here. We'll see. You still have OpTic. Sensor wins a gun, wins it. Not able to win the second one. Here comes Ricky, but just a little too late. Yeah, as you said, we're going to head on to overtime. A much better second half for Complexity. They were winning gunfights, not only in their base, but in that OpTic Gaming base. And really, it was on the back of Sensor.
Excellent job there making some plays to get them back in the game. You thought this was a 3-0. When OpTic goes up 2-0, they were controlling the pace of everything in the first 5 minutes. But some highlight plays from Sensor. Get Complexity right back into this now. Going into OT, I don't believe you have streaks for anybody right now. Who's going to make the play? 5 minutes on the clock.
Well, that's unfortunate. His Sensor just trying to get out of his base. Gets taken down by Methods. Jump though, he gets shredded out. Dashy plays that smart, especially after Crim6 found Ricky. Wins that gunfight. Dashy, couple of kills. You saw how quick Crim6 was in their base. Sensor able to find Octane. Really, Method's just the last player left, but this is that's a tough spot to get him out of.
He's just holding it for now. Sensor trying to play with him a little bit here, but look who extended on the other side. It's going to be Ricky.
Gotta wait for his teammate. There we go. Here comes Blast Flaw spawn.
Ricky's trying to make the play on the other end. Methods will finally end up dropping. I think the Crim6, yeah, he spotted Ricky out the front window. Just trying to figure out what his position is, but they're all going to hit on the right side. Look, 3 of them kind of flocking together right now. Maybe able to isolate Crim, but Crim at least picking up 1 kill. There's one more that's trying to push him. Soars out the window. He almost gets 2, getting pushed by 3 players there. But I think it takes long enough for them to take him out that it's all going to fall apart.
Yeah, Method's able to find the last 2, so now it's OpTic's turn. They're going to push up towards that Complexity base. So yeah, Scump, he's going to go low-green. You do have 1 player. That was Sensor. He's top gun right now for Complexity. You have Ricky in the back. Dashy able to find 1. Nice nade from Ricky. That means Sensor, yeah, he's going to jump on out. Good teamwork out of Complexity. A much better, really just game after that first half. But now the pressure's on. Once again, it was a 2 versus 4. The last player left is Dashy. He is going to find Methods. Crim, though, pushing towards that top gun side. But he's all alone.
Trade after trade. Just nobody able to find the opening here in the overtime. Sensor does pick up 2, and Sensor immediately just hightails it across the map. He's going to try and set up at the small gun of OpTic Gaming. He has a reinforcement behind him in Dashy. See if they can work in tandem here, but Ricky on the pinch on the opposite end does fall. That's a tough gunfight. He's somehow able to win it, though. Takes out Octane. He loses Dashy in the process, though. So you think this push is more than likely thought. They had to hurt him, right? Going.
He's just trying to make a sneaky play. You'd see OpTic freaking out. Scump and Methods, they were trying to find him.
They lost him. They completely lost him.
Yeah, and he goes back to the base, able to find an opening. But on the other side, you do have Methods pushing. Putting pressure on, and he's able to find Blastful. Just 1 player left. That's Ricky. Oh, almost gets to the back, but...
needed a sliver more of HP there.
Yeah. See, though, with 2.5 minutes, I think you're pretty happy if you're Complexity. This is more of the favorite side if you're OpTic, so... It's just, once again, the slaying has really stepped up, as you can see. Dashy and Sensor.
Method's just trying to play his life right now. Not a lot of help to work with, but he's got the team kind of pinned to their base at least. Complexity is trying to look for an opening to get set up. Crim's now here, but Sensor ready and waiting at the barrel. No team's given up anything in this OT. Like, you haven't really had many opportunities whatsoever. I mean, Method's maybe diving across for the flag. That's
he's getting loud. He's able to kill Scump, but once again, it's just middle map control right now. Just teams trading back and forth. Crim able to find the last player in Blastful. He's going to push up. He doesn't have any help right now. He's going to wait for Octane and Scump. You have to point it out. I mean, Censor 31 kills, a great game for him.
He has. I mean, we talked about him on Trading Shots, on Hot Mic, on the broadcast. I mean, he comes into this week with a 0.7 overall KD. He has been struggling mightily.
I think the first two he was struggling pretty well. No, game when he played all right.
I was wondering if he's putting in the work this weekend.
Yeah.
Comes ready to play this week and having a great game 3 here, which might push the series the distance. He wins another gunfight. Here's Methods below him. Was not able to win it. No one's found anything to work with here in OT.
No, they have not. And again, this is the side that OpTic's on where all 4 flags have come from, right? So you got to feel pretty good if you're Complexity. Censor, the last player up for Cole. Just 55 seconds left in this half. Censor not able to win that one. Scump wins it. Both teams, as we have said, it's been a pretty boring half.
This overtime? Yeah. There just haven't really been any high-flying moments or any scrappy moments with the flag. Just gone back and forth, trade after trade. I mean, good defensive stands pretty much across the line from either team. You might have one more crack at this. This is it, at least for this half. All 4 Complexity members finally here. This is the first time I think you've even had a setup like this where you have everybody pushing forward together. Can they win the gunfights? Octane going to be a man you're very worried about in the back line.
I think it's over, right? I don't even know if there's extra time in OT. So I think that'll be the half. I think we're going to go to a second half. Blastful, the last player here. Crim stays in this position. He's going to get that flag. There we go. So we're going to the second overtime. So it is golden flag. First team to capture on this side will win the game.
And you mentioned all 4 caps coming from OpTic's side. So favoring Complexity here in the second OT. Unless OpTic can put up the first score from that side. I think one thing that stood out is, again, just no streaks, like, at all. Like, a lot of times on Flag Tower, just due to the nature of the spawns, you rely on streaks to make the play offensively or defensively, and they just haven't been involved at all.
Ricky able to open that lane up. Able to take down Octane. Blastful finds another one, and here we go. Complexity, they're playing very quick right now. Censor trying to find this guy up top. Needs to stay alive. Knows the spawns are in. He's waiting for his teammates. You see Ricky have him highlighted right now. He's trying to get into a good spot. I'm sure he has that STG off start, but Censor still low gun. He's going to get pressured. Crim should be able to clean him up. If not, Octane will. Blastful, the last player left.
Now they're going to push. Splash is holding his team's mid lobby. Reinforcements now in, but Crim's able to find another opening. This is a good chance. Methods needs to get involved in the action. They have complete mid-map control. They just have to win the one-on-one fights, which they've been doing throughout the course of this game. First one down, second one down. Pressure to Complexity. Ricky's been spotted. Ricky's in trouble. He's able to win one before being traded out. Now it's all on Dashy. Dashy's had some heroics, but not this time. Methods is out. They're spawning the opposite side. This will be on OpTic Gaming to pick this up if they can get to it. He's got a little bit of help here with Octane. And Octane does get the angle and win the first gunfight. The 2 players are back at the base. This should be all she wrote. Methods punches it home.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Censor, when he spawns up, he doesn't cut middle of the map. He goes straight to the OpTic Gaming base. I think him and Blast could have just gone mid-map. They would have had it 2 versus 2. If he trades that kill on Octane, it's a 1v1 for the flag return. You saw both OpTic Gaming member players, they rotated back to pick up that Gen side.
So what, you think it's either both hit mid or both overextended?
Yeah.
Split like that?
Yeah, I mean, they sort of split on both ends. As a Censor, I'm sure he's happy after that Game 3 performance, but Complexity, the first 2 maps.
You know, he's like, guys, I was frying it.
Yeah.
Guys, I was frying
That was one map, though. OpTic Gaming, though, able to complete that 3-0 sweep.
And, yeah, I mean, you had a really, I mean, the series was tight overall outside the search. I mean, it was, what, a 250 to 230 type game in the hard point. Obviously, a double overtime game we had in the CTF. And then when you look at the S&D, that was the only one that really got out of hand. And was that closer than you expected, I guess?
I had a feeling like game 1, I felt like Complexity, they had to bring it. Like, they know they need a win over a top team after last week. And once again, I just feel like OpTic, we've seen it earlier against Unilad, against Tana Mines at times. They come out a little bit slow in those hard points. Obviously not against Luminosity. I felt like that was just a different game.
It's just funny that's like, I get it because you're playing, there's a lot of emotion there and stuff, but like their most impressive win by far is LG. And that's their toughest opponent by far, which is just, I mean, kind of comical in a way.
So yeah, I think game 3 was surprising to me. I thought after the 2-0 half for OpTic, I thought it was pretty much done, but a couple of great plays from Censor and Blastful, able to get them one back into it, but it was OpTic who prevailed.
They're able to get it. We've got a lot of matches yet to come. Still 3 more on the board for today. We'll see if teams can't continue to handle business, well, it's been a tough loss for E United. A big win there for OpTic with the 3L. Tweet the stream. We'll be right back, guys.
the first time that we got to talk to you from this analyst desk today. It was one of the most influential series that we may see for this division. This last series was not that at all. It was an absolute dismantling of a squad. OpTic Gaming going to come out 3-0. My name is Rich. I'm your host. I'm joined by Nameless and Chance. Guys, let's break this one down the best that we can. I mean, it is what you guys predicted. Good for you guys. Otherwise, it would have been pretty embarrassing with the shots that did come out. But let's start off by talking about OpTic. You wanted to talk about their S&D, Nameless.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the respawns were a little bit close, but the search and destroy, OpTic looked extremely good. Down to the fundamentals of even when Crim6 earns those streaks just by their strategies are working. But when they call in that fighter pilot, it's actually a pretty influential play. One guy rushes into lights, they clean up that kill, and then something that impressed me was they had a smoke ready for water stairs to cut off that entire line of sight mid-map. They push up, they execute that perfectly. And then even down to the next round where Octane hits that flank into the A bomb site and gets that 3-piece, just taking those risks and having the composure to set stuff up like that is extremely impressive to me, and something that we haven't seen out of OpTic in a while, being able to execute strats that they went over, and it's looking good.
Let's talk about their opponent just a little bit. Let's talk about complexity here. Although we see Flak Tower goes the way of OpTic Gaming, we did see it go to OT. Complexity. We talk about Sensor. He steps it up in a big way in the CTF, but it doesn't seem to be enough for that squad, Chance.
Definitely had a good map, and I think that's something we kind of touched on in like the very start of the series. Of the map set itself is about as good for Complexity as it was going to get. And again, I think if they forced map 4, I think OpTic would have just smoked them on Saint Maurice sort of thing. But they played them tough, and I guess, you know, give credit for that. But like they still got 3-0, so like who really cares? Like the maps do matter to a certain extent. You still need series win. You're still fighting at the very least, just like going into Anaheim, like better seeding, stuff like that. They got 3-0. It's what we expected. They played it close. Who really cares?
I think it's important to say that Blast stepped it up a little bit. He wasn't too inconsistent in this match, whereas previously he has been. And versus a team like OpTic, that shows that you have the capability to perform at a top level. They could have won the CTF. They could have won the hardpoint. The search and destroy kind of got away from them a little bit. But complexity improved. They're just not closing out, and that's the fundamentals. Those points are getting away from them.
I think that's about as much as we can analyze from that last one. Greenwall, Sand, and Tall, 3-0 to them. Let's look ahead to our next series. It's going to be LG Mindfreak. I think this one's going to be 3-0 as well. Mindfreak